one. We have Marco. And I said, come on, let's go see the fake news and enjoy ourselves. Get a couple of nice questions. How are you? Who would like to ask a question?
Mr. President, on California, are you prepared to invoke the Insurrection Act?
Depends on whether or not there's an insurrection.
There is, sir?
No, but you have violent people, and we're not going to let them get away with it.
Even if you don't plan to invoke the Insurrection Act, do you plan to send troops to Los Angeles?
What?
Even if you're not planning to invoke the Insurrection Act, do you still plan to send troops?
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was under Biden.
What is the bar for sending Marines to
The bar is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order.
Sending active Marines on the table, sir. Secretary Heck
We're going to
said.
see what we need. We'll send whatever we need to make sure there's law and order.
Mr. President, do you foresee those protests spreading to other cities, Chicago, New York, for example, in the next few days?
Yes, we're going to be watching it very closely. And when they spit at people, you know, they spit. That's their new thing. They spit, and worse, you know what they throw at them, right? And when that happens, I have a little statement. They say, they spit, we hit. And I told them, nobody's going to spit on our police officers. Nobody's going to spit on our military.
Curious if California officials could face federal charges if they stand in the way of the deportation. Something that Holman may have suggested.
If they stand in the way of law and order, yeah, they will face charges. Thank you very much.
Right.
We should not only just organize against ICE, but we should organize against the military violence that they're putting on our communities in the Philippines, in Mexico, and all over the world. Now, we're going to see a lot of militarized forces as we have to show our people, shows our community, there is no reason to be afraid when we're united, when we're to and even deported back home to, I mean, in our case, to the Philippines. We have been working
for the Trump administration in overthrowing the Libyan government. Now Trump wants to deport. We need to be unshackled.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Who's the top cop of LA said, look, we don't need.
They were going into homes. They were going into places of work. Would you not be angry?
What are you going to do? You going to shoot some kid who's afraid of you and run? You going to shoot an elected official? If you shoot me, you better shoot straight. I don't know why you're in my city. You did. The governor was not contacted. This is Trump and his outrageous attempt to not only target our sanctuary city, but to frighten us and intimidate us. This is wrong, and I hope that none of you will use those guns to shoot anybody. There's no reason to shoot anybody. Don't allow them to make your service in a service where you're killing people. Don't do it. Defy them. Don't shoot those guns. For anything.
Thank you. What do you think about the protests that happened? Do you believe that they had this American response?
Are you going to shoot a protester because you don't like what they're saying? Why the guns? Why are these guns here? That's my question. I don't get why the guns have to be here. We're a sanctuary city. We know Trump doesn't like us. We know that he's going to try to use us as an example. He's going to try to goad us so that he has a martial law. He even alluded to civil war at one point in talking about this issue.
And Hegseth.
We have a bunch of crazy, unreliable leadership in this country now. The president is in charge. He's in charge of all of the independent agencies. He's got the MAGA crowd around him, and they are saying some of the most outrageous and ridiculous things and trying to frighten and intimidate. And so I'm not surprised at what they're saying. They're crazy. They're outrageous. And the people of America gotta know what's happening. Trump hates us. He hates sanctuary cities. He's gonna try and make an example out of us. No, I'm not surprised.
In a dysfunctional way to criminalize people.
This is not just about deportation. This is about how they're gonna treat people of color in America, and this is how he's going to get to have martial law because he wants to goad us into a fight. They have all the guns. We know they have all the guns. We gotta let people know that we have a right to speak up. We're supposedly in a democracy and have a voice, but we've got to heighten that voice. We've got to improve that voice. We've got to get more people involved, and perhaps we can push back. Is someone that's in charge that can, an elected official has a right to go to check out what's going on. Who can I speak to? You know, anybody? No?
L'économie de ce pays, qui rappelle très souvent